I am Heath Gilbert, and my topic is agenda items. I am here to ask you to change the way these meetings are held and that you have at least one reading of an item for consideration before you vote. The current system doesn't afford the public an opportunity to hear the board discussion until after the opportunity to address you is passed. The structure of the current meetings prohibits the community from having any meaningful opportunity to speak to an issue until after you voted. At the March meeting, you asked the community to provide input about those items for consideration before you discussed any of them. You required us to address you without first allowing us to hear the sales pitch from Ed Council and your own discussion. There were several things that came up after the public speaking portion ended that I would have liked the opportunity to point out. First, you have a picture. It is of the agenda from that meeting as it was originally posted. You will notice that the contract you approved wasn't on the agenda. It was added the day of the meeting. Adding an item to the agenda the day of the meeting is a bad idea. First, it's a violation of the Sunshine Law. Second, adding an item at the last minute may not allow the community or the board members an opportunity to read and understand those last minute additions. Andy, you asked Ed Council about the options to renew the contract. Those details were provided in that 3-page document. It was there. Did you not read it? I'm guessing not, because you had to ask. It was irresponsible to take a vote on that night, as it was clear that not every board member had the opportunity to read the contract because you added it the day of the meeting. Considering what many of you do for a living, it is deeply concerning that you voted to sign a contract that you didn't read. During the board discussion, it was asked if there were any other companies besides the MSBA and Ed Council that provided policy services. Mr. Robinson didn't know. Considering the fiduciary responsibility to spend our tax dollars wisely, how is that possible? Ed Council told us there was at least one more company which provided that service. Why wasn't the other company considered before you signed that 5-year and $23,000 commitment? Maybe they offered a better service and a better price. How many of you would spend $23,000 of your own money so recklessly without shopping around or looking into the product you were about to purchase? Why did none of you ask to hear from the other company before voting? You did ask about my concerns with the contract requiring you to retain Ed Council as your lawyers in all legal matters. You were given several assurances verbally by Ed Council. I would have liked to point out that perhaps it would have been wise to have those assurances added to that contract before signing it. It's not in the contract. It didn't happen. Why didn't you ask? Pam, you have denied my allegations that this board serves Mr. Robinson and not the taxpayers. At the March meeting, I heard no discussion about the merits of the Ed Council product as compared to that of the MSBA. Scotty's not here, but Scotty, you weren't even here 2 years ago when the board supposedly discussed it. How did you decide to vote for that contract without hearing any details or comparisons? From where I stand, I see only two options. Either this body discussed that contract outside of the purview of the public, yet another Sunshine Law violation, or you decided to vote for the contract based solely on what Mr. Robinson wants. Which is it? It is unethical to knowingly structure these public meetings in such a way as to deny the public from hearing what is being considered before giving us the opportunity to speak about it. This is the 4th time that I have brought this up. Do you serve the community or do you serve the district? Thank you.